guys, welcome to another episode of Title Talk. I am here with none other than Greg MacAdam from KW Elevate. He is in leadership there. He is a coach. He's kind of doing it all, guys, and you do not want to miss an episode with him. So, Greg, tell us who you are and what made you become a realtor.
Well, what made me become a real estate agent?
Yes.
My grandfather, Bill MacAdam, started a brokerage in 1960, MacAdam Real Estate in Philadelphia in the suburbs.
Okay.
My dad took over in 1980 when my grandfather retired, then became Century 21 MacAdam. He had a partner, Rich Fleming, and they had that shop for 31 years. I joined right out of college in 2007.
Wow.
So I went right to work with Dad, and it was great. Learned a lot. My dad and I were very close. You know, we've worked successfully together even when I was young. We did well. Him coaching me in baseball, and we had that chemistry. So, you know, I'd be 23 years old going on listing appointments and bringing him and learning a lot from him. And everybody in Philadelphia that may be watching this, I mean, they'll say this about my dad. He's one of the nicest people, one of the most ethical people in the business. So I was fortunate to have that road laid out for me before I even started.
That's awesome. Well, real estate running in your family, what was it like growing up around the business? And did you always know that you were going to follow your dad's path, or were you like, I want to do something else?
Have you ever seen The Godfather?
I have.
Do you know the line, "We don't talk business at the table"?
No.
That's how I grew up.
No
I
way.
never heard of people.
Really?
No, my dad, he never talked real estate. When he was home, he was dad. And, you know, that was it. So
take a page from that book.
Yeah.
You know, but you're such a good invested realtor. Like I would say it's like in your blood. I'm a daughter of real estate agents. So I remember being drug around to go to open houses, which is why I don't want to be a realtor. So you're a polar opposite. This is like in your blood, and it's so natural for you.
It is.
So did you watch your dad, your grandpa doing it, or
Nothing.
just...
So no, the only memories I have of the office would be going there to make photocopies of Goofy Faces with me, my brother and sister, and maybe some copies of some Latin homework that I needed, but that was the extent of the office for me. So yeah, Latin. I took four years of Latin in high school.
So if you're watching from Philadelphia, you know he's going to be your agent because he was an agent there. He's an agent here. So we know you've had a successful career in Philadelphia before moving to Florida. What are you most proud of from that chapter? And what was your first year in Florida like?
So I'll start with Philadelphia. My biggest accomplishment at one point was working with Coldwell Banker in the greater Philadelphia area, and that consisted of parts of New Jersey as well. So it was southeastern Pennsylvania and then southwestern New Jersey, and it comprised just under 1,000 agents. And there was one point, it was actually right before we moved here, where I was the number one agent in units. So that was probably my biggest accomplishment in Philadelphia.
Wow. Well, being that you built such a strong business, what do you think has been the biggest key to getting clients and earning referrals?
So for me, getting clients, I'm a cold guy. I mean, I make a lot of phone calls. I mean, Lynnette knows, everybody in my office will tell you, a lot of expired listings and cold calling. But then, of course, it's just the regular old relationships, friends, networking. I mean, I had a good sphere in Philadelphia as well. But before moving here, I knew I could start from scratch because I had done a lot of that in Philadelphia, just taking strangers and turning them into clients. So I knew I could do that here. What happened was in 2021, we bought a vacation home.
Okay.
And we found ourselves getting down here as much as we possibly could. So a year into it, my wife and I were looking at each other and we're just like, should we just move here?
Yeah.
But we were career tied. I had 84 listings at the time. She was teaching, and we just, we couldn't do it. But once that project was no more, and my wife actually had an injury, God bless her, so she wasn't teaching at the time. And we had an opening in the summer of 2023, and we took it. So my first year in real estate, I did quite well. I did about 7 million. I earned my luxury designation.
Wow.
It was great. Yeah. And then 2025 came, and I don't want to talk about that, but Yeah, so my first year was great. I got off to a great start. I'm like, whoopee, I'm going to make it. And then 2025 hit a hard dose of reality. And I was like, oh boy, I'm back in the trenches.
Well, that was no reflection of you or your tenacity. It's the market is, I think all of us can agree that this is uncertain times and we've never really quite seen. Even in 2007, 2008, when the crash happened, that was even a different climate for the market. So it's like, I feel like all uncertain times are happening right now, but that's no reflection of you. If anybody's a go-getter, it's this guy. And if anybody doesn't know how to go get business, he'll definitely tell you how. I mean, one thing that I love about Greg is there's nobody like him out there, to be honest with you. Like, and also you have this personality that's so welcoming. Like, don't let the bald head fool you. Okay, he is such a teddy bear, and he really is an expert in his field. Truly, truly an expert in his field. And I know so many agents that I work with go to you for advice and for a pick me up, and that just goes to show the character that you have. I think that's why you're so successful in real estate.
Well, thank you, and you're right. You know, Adam, God bless him, just broke the record. He had a $8.5 million sale, and he was coming to me for advice.
I love that.
Yeah, and I felt honored to be a part of it. So yeah, but no, it's. I mean, I've been doing it a long time. You know, 19 years, over 200 transactions. So I've been around the block. But you know, it is. I mean, thank you for your compliments on me, but it is all about people. I mean, if you don't like people, it's not going to be easy. Wrong business. It's all about relationships and really caring for the person on a personal level. You know, my dad said something to me, and for all the agents out there, I think this is just such a great thing to think about when you're on a listening appointment with somebody and you're sitting across from them at the kitchen table. One thing that they're asking themselves, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, the seller is asking themselves, does this person even care about me?
Yeah.
Because or are they really just here to try to get a commission check? Or is this person connecting with me on a personal level and going to look out for my best interests first? Not even the transaction's best interests, my best interests. I mean, that's the way I was brought into real estate and the way I was raised.
Absolutely. What do you think is one of the biggest mistakes buyers are doing right now?
Biggest mistakes buyers?
Yeah.
Ooh, waiting.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Waiting for the rates to go down. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. But it's all about educating them. And that's when you're like, hey, but actually buy this house and at this interest rate. And even if you bought it at the higher price and a lower interest rate, you're actually not getting out ahead.
Yeah, and every buyer's different. You know, you got to diagnose the situation and see why they're buying and their motives. So that question is going to vary buyer to buyer.
Yeah.
But people who are even thinking about buying that aren't, because I don't think prices are going to go down much more, if at all. So I think it's a great time to buy, and there's still a lot of inventory out there.
Yeah.
Of course, that question is also depends on the location. Because if we're talking about back up in Philadelphia, I mean, the inventory's scarce.
Yeah.
So mistakes that buyers may be making up there, I would say maybe they're not aggressive enough with their offers. And that comes down to the broker they hire, the agent they hire. Are they structuring these agreements properly so I can be competitive? So maybe a mistake that they made is they didn't hire the right agent.
Yeah.
Or they're not structuring the deals properly to win in a competitive bid situation. So that question, it's it's location.
Are you still licensed in Philadelphia?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. So then you can have him for both.
Absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure if you're watching, you're probably inspired by his story about wanting to come here and then moving down here. So he has that experience too. And as we know, most everybody who comes to Southwest Florida really aren't born and raised. They come from out of state. I am one myself, and we always are afraid of making that step. So it's like, just do it. Just call Greg.
It's absolutely a courageous move that you need to make. And there will be some moving pains, no doubt about it, especially if you have children, getting them acclimated, making sure they're happy. When we moved here, it was one of the hardest experiences I ever had to go through in my life. My 10-year-old son was devastatingly homesick.
Aww.
Like it almost like gets me emotional now thinking about it. And it lasted for a while. Like we were staying in our condo, 2-bedroom condo in Spring Run. We were planning on staying there for a while until we got the business on its feet.
Yeah.
The mortgage payment was dirt cheap. But about a month in, he wasn't getting better. And we're like, all right, like we got to get into a neighborhood where there's kids.
Yeah.
And we were playing football. I was coaching him. There was a kid on the team that lived in a particular neighborhood that he was friends with. So I thought, we know he has one friend there. We're going there. Then there's tons of kids there now that he's such good friends with. And I even asked him the other day, because this took a while, because I checked in with him year over year. And finally, he said 3 years later, I'm glad we moved here, or I'm happy we moved here. Because he's made so many friends in church and in football. And it's definitely a leap of faith. But when people move here, they stay here. And there is so much, and I can't harp this, especially being in America and the problem that America has with obesity. There is so much to be said about warm weather and a more active lifestyle. True. One other thing that we did for my son was we bought a dog because he was so homesick. We said we'd never get a dog, and I'm the one that walks him, which is great. And but that keeps me forced exercise every single day. I walk a mile out in the sunshine, and my whole mood and demeanor is completely different from it. And I mean, there's no price tag you can put on your health, and that promotes longevity. And I mean, I got a lot healthier once I moved here. And you can't put a price tag on your health. In Florida life, the sunshine, being able to get outside year round and be active, you can't put a price tag on it. And I think really that's the beating heart of Florida and why people want to be here.
So true. I love that. Sorry. Okay. We're going to go into questions about personality, because you kind of talked on core, and in this one you said give agents advice, but I want to keep this towards you, not like for realtors, but we can do that on another one. That's okay with you?
I'm going to get you some water.
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's like I've been doing this all day, so my voice is like, okay. So let me just think what I'm going to ask you. Tell me when you're done walking, Maddie.
Sophia.
Oh. Can you tell Sophia not to walk?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go right back into one more question about listing agents, and I'm going to ask you questions about you, and you can't know these questions, so you're going to have to do impromptu, okay?
No problem.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. What do you think is what is one piece of advice you can give a seller before listing? Because I feel like sometimes sellers don't really know what to do, and so what do you think would be like a piece of advice to give a seller? I'm going to list my house. What advice would you give me?
Okay, so first question I'm asking myself, am I in Philadelphia or am I in Florida? But I think the advice would be the same. And this is what I tell every seller, because this is really hard to get across to a lot of sellers. And I think the biggest challenge for all real estate agents out there, and they make the mistake of taking an overpriced listing. And my advice is, and I really say this with energy and confidence, the cardinal sin of real estate is overpricing your home.
Absolutely.
And my biggest piece of advice is don't overprice your home.
Mm-hmm.
Price it right where the homes are selling, maybe a little bit above it. So you can negotiate a little, but price it where the homes are selling.
Yeah.
Because you are setting yourself up for a world of hurt if you overprice it. And people go, the way people are with money, like everybody's different, but it's a very, very sensitive thing.
It really is.
It's so sensitive, even to the very wealthy that have a lot of it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to money, it brings up emotions.
Yeah.
Strong emotions.
Yeah.
Strong emotions can make you make irrational decisions.
Absolutely.
So because of that, they think, oh, if I price my house higher, I have a chance of getting more money, and that makes them feel better about what they're doing. But it's not reality.
It is not.
It's not what has happened in the past. What has happened in the past is if you overprice your home, you're going to end up setting yourself up for a world of headache and taking less in the long run.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't want to hear it.
They don't. And everyone thinks their house is worth more than what it
absolutely
is. So it becomes a rude awakening.
Well, and that's so important, because I don't know how many agents are doing this, but I think a fair amount. But I always like to bring a laptop on my listing appointments. I like to bring up nice big pictures of the comps so they can see this is what other homes look like that are exactly like mine. And it's hard for them to argue with me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I think my house is more. Like, well, it looks exactly like this one.
Yeah.
And you're showing it to them. You're going through it with them. Some people may just bring up some paper comps, but it's not telling people what their home is worth. It's showing people what their home is worth. And when you're able to do that, I mean, I don't have a hard time getting my listing prices typically, and I won't take an overpriced listing. So that's really, don't overprice your home.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I can say before listing a home.
Well, this is why working with an expert is so important. He comes with the tools, he shows you the comps, he shows you all the reasons why your house should be listed a certain way. And some agents fall short of that. They don't come prepared. They don't really know. And that's why not using your best friend's brother's daughter who just got a real estate license is so important. Experts in the field is so important. Greg is definitely one of them in Philadelphia or Southwest Florida. So there you go, guys. Let's get to know you.
Sure.
Okay. So now I want to know, if you were not selling real estate, what would you be doing?
Dream job?
Dream job.
Being a speaker in kids' schools about bullying.
Greg, really? So he's an angel also, apparently. That is, wow.
That's my dream. I hope I get there one day.
You know what? I mean, who's to say you can't do it right now? Hey, I think
put me on the spot.
Now, at the end of the day, this is going to be something on my task list, because I think that is something that is underutilized right now. We don't have enough. Speaking of that, my fun fact, my youngest daughter was in reverse bullying. So we actually had to pull her out of school, a 10-rated school no less, in 4th grade. And we put her back in 5th to check the temperature again, and it still didn't happen. It was reverse bullying. In other words, they weren't trying to beat her up, but they wanted her to buy them things. And if she didn't wear a certain color, or she didn't buy them wasn't wearing Lululemon, or didn't have a Hydro Flask for them, or, it was just, it could be anything. And then she was excluded from the group and isolated and alone, and broke my heart as a parent, because it can come in different ways, and the bullying just never ended. And I was told by the school that unfortunately the family of the child that was doing it is so integrated in that they couldn't really do anything. And instead, because my husband was retired and I was a business owner, we can put her in homeschool. Go figure that.
Well,
so yes, bullying happens in different ways. And we're seeing an influx of suicides in Southwest Florida schools, no less, because it's not talked about. So now you just gave me something to be passionate about with you. And since I'm not a public speaker, we're going to make him do it.
Yeah. And, and they're just kids. I mean, they don't know any better. And, they're little people. And I mean, so much of it comes down to the parents in the home life. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, it does.
Let's just be honest. And you don't know what's happening behind those closed doors with these innocent children, how they're being treated, but they need to know there's a better way. And they need, so many of these kids just need guidance, because they're getting treated that way. So they don't know any better. They treat others that way. And I think really everybody's different. Kids, adults, everybody's different when it comes down to empathy.
Yeah.
Like for me, for example, you could probably already tell I'm a very empathetic person. You are. And you can teach it. I think it comes naturally, and some people are born more with it. But regardless of the level, kids need to understand the hurt that they're doing. Because they're not thinking about it, because they're probably getting hurt themselves. And they need a way to lash out about it.
And it's interesting that you say that, because Ashley is now going in 7th grade. Every year we try to put her back in school, and she's in fear of the letdown of what's going to happen. It was so traumatic for her. They were cyberbullying her. They found her cell phone number, which was only for the family. She gave it to one student, and they found ways to cyberbully her.
Crazy.
So we're going to try to go to school again this year, because she needs to, but thank you for sharing that, because I didn't see that one coming. But if you are an educator, if you are in a school where you would love Greg to come in and speak, we're going to try to set this up for him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry, Greg. We're putting
in motion,
hey, this is what you're called for. You said if it wasn't in real estate. Okay. What is your favorite hidden gem in Southwest Florida? So we know you are from Philadelphia, and people are probably watching. If somebody from Philadelphia wanted to come, what would you tell them? Is there a certain neighborhood? Is there a restaurant? What was
it's going to be? It's going to be dependent upon the buyer.
Okay.
For example, we just had our first friends, very excited, move here from Philadelphia. Okay. Our age. We were at their wedding wedding. They were at our wedding. My wife taught with her. They bought in Verdana, and
Love Verdana.
you know, they love new construction. They
Yes.
built new homes, so they're on the lake. They have a beautiful
wow.
view. Now Verdana, I mean, the one trade-off, just being honest, it's down on Corkscrew Road, so you got a 10-15 minute drive just to really get anywhere.
Yeah.
So you got to be okay with that. But Verdana's great. Where we live, Stony Brook, so many young families, the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Stony Brook's great. So that's, you know, so Estero for young families. There's a lot of great places in Naples, and you know, there's
Estero's
pockets.
one of my favorite cities.
Yeah, but I know Estero the best. So, you know, I'd say those two places are great. And then where our condo is in Spring Run, it's part of the Brooks. Bang for buck. That is a good community.
Okay.
Golf isn't crazy. It's $9,100 a year.
Yep.
Some of these places, if you want to go to Fiddler's Creek, you can pay $450,000
you
a
can.
year.
But in Estero, you have the outlets. We have the Hertz Arena, where there's top headliners that come out there. We have Florida Gulf Coast University. You have the Costco that's out there. The Ritz-Carlton's building residences out there. Estero is really like a hidden gem. I do believe it.
Estero's great. People, you know, you hear Fort Myers, you hear Naples, you got Estero in between. And yeah, it's great for young families and for snowbirds.
Yes.
So I mean, we love Estero, so I'd say there. But then of course, you know, Naples. I mean, Naples is big, and you got a lot of great places you can go to Naples as well, especially the luxury market. So that would be buyer dependent. But like for our friends, for example, that wanted new construction, Verdana was perfect.
Yeah.
If it was friends that weren't going to build a home, I'd say, you know, come to Stony Brook. And Stony Brook isn't the Ritz.
Yeah.
It's not like we have these super fancy amenities, but it's a beautiful community. It's on a golf course, and you got the people, to be quite honest. I mean, I've been blessed. I've been here 3 years. I've made some of the best relationships and the best connections with, particularly dads in Stony Brook that I'm coaching football with.
Yeah.
But it's just a great demographic of people, and it's not the sticks and bricks and palm trees and amenities that make communities, is the people.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about where I live.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what's one word your past clients would use to describe you?
All right. Maybe a tie between kind and professional.
Oh, you're very kind
and
professional. I would say genuine. I would say genuine.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't pretend for anybody.
You are just, I mean, you get what you get with you, but like and that's hard with people. I feel like it's hard to find genuine people, I think. Like no matter what I ask you, I believe you'll answer me genuinely. I think when you're helping people, you are genuinely helping these people. And I think you are just an incredible person.
Oh, truly. And I appreciate that.
I think people can see that. I hope it's translating through this video, or if you're listening, he is just an incredible person. Truly.
I appreciate it.
We're going to wrap this up with your most memorable closing. It could be good or bad, but give me a memorable closing that you had.
Oh, I mean, memorable closing. I mean, I got to go with my biggest one. It was 2.25 million. And this client, he was a great guy. I love his story. He started with $500 and a pickup truck.
Oh, wow.
And then when he retired, he had an electric company with over 300 some employees.
Wow.
Company was worth, like 8 figures. I won't say exactly, but I know the amount
Yes.
that it was worth. You know, he had plenty of money in the bank, and he was able to pass on the business to his son. So, that commission check and that closing was definitely memorable.
Oh, I love that for you. Well, guys, he is an incredible expert realtor. He loves Estero. He's from Philadelphia. He knows what it's like to move here. You have all the facets of Greg. Now, if you want to call him to list or buy your house in Philadelphia or Southwest Florida, how do they get a hold of you? What is your social and how do they contact you?
So, yeah, you could just look me up on Facebook or my cell phone, 239-571-5819. That's my Florida number. Philadelphia, 610-952-6353. They both go to the same phone. So, call or text, most direct, best way.
Oh, I love that. Well, we're going to end this with my rapid round.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
ask you...
Okay, I thought we were done, but that's all right. I'm having fun. Let's keep going.
We're going to just get to know him a little bit more, okay? All right, you ready for this?
Ready.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Snoop.
Dogs.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yeah. Starbucks or Dunkin'?
Dunkin'.
Texts or phone calls?
Phone call.
Oh,
Big time.
that.
And I'm going to pause here for a second,
Yeah.
because I think Texting, it's great, but one problem that we're having across the board, every industry, every family, every person, we need to pick up the phone and call more.
Amen to
It
that.
is so important that you have that voice-to-voice connection. You can communicate so much more through a phone call versus a text. And quite frankly, I think people are using poor judgment with regards to certain things that need to be communicated with a conversation. They put it in a text.
Yeah.
And it's easier to say more difficult things in a text versus voice to voice.
Yes.
So people may communicate improperly that way. And not to mention, I make tons of phone calls for expired listening. So it's part of my career that I'm a phone guy, but I love talking to people.
Yes.
And I love making connections with people, even if it's a stranger. So definitely phone call.
I love that. Okay, morning person or night owl?
Neither really. I mean, I'd say I have regular hours. I sleep a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a person that gets some sleep,
That's
but
good,
I'm
though.
usually on my kids' schedule, which is like a 10 to 7.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
A little bit of both.
I love that. Okay, call him midday. Not a text, but call. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
I guess it's okay, but no.
It's okay. I'm a hard no on that, guys. No pineapple on pizza. Okay, favorite local restaurant?
Favorite local restaurant?
You want to eat out to dinner tonight. Where are you going?
Well, there's 3 that are really close to us, which makes it convenient. We have Duffy's right in Stony Brook. Then there's like just a nice place, Mario's. They have karaoke. It's just like a real blue collar chill bar. We like that a lot. Naples Flatbread, we were there last night, so we like there. So depending on our mood, if we're doing something fancy, which we don't do a whole lot of, we usually just do the regular. I don't know, I'm rambling here.
well, good to know he knows where to go.
Yeah, it's always just one of those 3 places because they're so close.
Yes.
But I guess we'll just say Naples Flatbread.
Okay, where is your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. Place I've been to or place I want to go?
Place you want to go.
First place would be Italy.
Italy? Why is everybody saying that?
I'm 25% Italian.
Are you really?
And I love The Sopranos. So
oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Italy has to be on your bucket list. You're going to have to go. Apparently, I've sat here, says Italy a lot. We must go. That's on my bucket list too. So that's awesome. Okay. And then what's your most favorite app or most used app on your phone?
The 3 apps I use the most are my banking app, my email app, and my Facebook app. So I guess that would be my Facebook.
I love it. Yeah. Facebook. Well, now you know where he's at. So you can message him. Well, it was such a joy to have you, Greg.
Thank you, Lynnette. I appreciate all your kind words.
Beyond. This is not going to be the end of him. I'm going to make sure that he's going to show his face on social a lot more here, guys. But today, thank you so much for watching or listening. Greg MacAdam, KW Elevate. He's incredible. Thank you, Greg. Have a great day, guys.
Like, follow, and subscribe.